File here for some reevaluation. And you've been a very good kid today. Thank you.
Go to the chair, grab another magnet, and put it on that one.
Cool. Very neat, Ammy.
I was just sitting here thinking, this week it's Thursday night. On Tuesday, we went to an appointment with some specialists, some neurodiversity specialists in our town at University of Louisville at a place called Weisskopf Center. I went there for help. I've been there before with Mason and Hunter to get some diagnosis stuff done, to try to figure out how I as a mom can help them be successful in life, to try to figure out what's going on. I went with Ammon this time, and we had waited for 1.5 years for this appointment. It's not easy to get in. And I'm sorry. I don't really know what to say in this video. I just wanted to do something to express my feelings, because I'm all mixed up. As a mom, I have a little 7-year-old who struggles. Not that my other kids don't struggle, but with him, and it's different. In a different way. They all have their own issues, but with Ammon, they looked at me and they told me his diagnosis, basically, after spending 2 hours with him. And little background, with Ammon at 18 months, I got him evaluated by the First Steps program in our town. And we did some early intervention for what they called sensory processing disorder and extreme anxiety. At 4 years old, I searched for more help because I didn't think that that was all that was going on. And we got a diagnosis of autism on top of that. Well, Tuesday, when I went in and they sat down, and these are specialists, these are world-renowned specialists, they looked at me and they told me that yes, he has extreme anxiety, he has ADHD, and he has sensory processing disorder. All those I already knew, but what shocked me was the diagnosis of Tourette's. They said they don't feel comfortable calling it autism because he has too many tics and too many things that he does vocally and physically that are considered what's called tics. When they said that to me, I went, huh? Oh. And a lot of things fell into place. But for me, an educated mother who does everything in their power to learn as much as possible about how to help my kids, labels aren't really that big a deal, but they give me a place to start. So I went home, I locked myself in my room for about 2 days, and I researched. I tried to learn everything I could about Tourette's. I asked for help from friends who have children from Tourette's, and I had hour-long conversations with some of these people. And you know, I'm scared. I'm scared for my son. I'm scared what his future holds. Right now, over the last year, he's 7. Apparently this is when Tourette's shows itself, but now that I look back on his past, I see things that point towards this diagnosis of Tourette's. And I know that at 7, this is probably the mildest it's ever going to be. I'm seeing stories and talking to people about how hard it's going to be, possibly, during his teenage years. And he's already struggling. He's already having major behavior issues in school and things that the teachers and some of the other people are telling him that he should be able to control. I'm finding out he can't. And I don't know how to help him. I don't know what to say to him. I don't know what to go to say in a meeting to say this is what my son needs. And I'm supposed to be his advocate. I'm so conflicted because I want to help my son, but I don't know how. I can continue to educate myself. I can continue to educate those around me, but it's overwhelming. It is incredibly overwhelming as a mom. But I'm not allowed to feel like this. I'm not allowed to live in this place because I have to be his strength. I have to tell him that it's okay, that we'll figure this out. And I want to believe that. I want to believe that I can find ways to help my son be accepted and not be made fun of and not be bullied. And when violent tics come up like they have in the past and they stay, maybe I'm going to have to help him work through that. I'm scared. I can't even, I've been on YouTube tonight and I've been watching some videos of kids and what they've gone through in their own words and how they feel so much like an outcast. How no one seems to understand what they're going through and how they feel, and I don't know where I am. I don't know. I'm so confused of what to do, how to help, how to make him feel like, I know why you do the tics is you feel like you have to, but if they're socially unacceptable, how do I help him do things? I don't know if tics he does need to be changed to other tics, or if you tell him to stop, or you tell him to, I don't know. And I haven't known all this time. And now I look back on this year and he's developed a really bad stutter. He's got a lot of facial tics. He's got a lot of sniffing, a lot of coughing, a lot of things he does that has really gotten him in trouble in church and school. And we don't reprimand him at home, but I always thought it was just autistic stimming. And I understand a lot about autistic stimming because I have 2 other kids on the autism spectrum, and I've really tried to learn about it. That it's a physically impossible thing for him to do. That these tics are done because it's like, picture yourself covered in poison ivy and your hands handcuffed and you can't scratch it. That's what it feels like to these kids that are told not to do these tics or these stimming, and how horrible that is because he's been told for a year in school to stop. He's been moved around the classroom. I think the teachers and everybody have done the best that they possibly can, and I think that now we can do better now that we understand what it actually is and we can learn more about it, but it breaks my heart. And to think what he's been going through in school, and I'm so at a loss, and I consider myself a pretty intelligent person, and to sit here and just not know how to help him is killing me. And I know that he looks for me to be strong, because sometimes he can't be strong. He is 7 years old. He is tiny. He got picked on last weekend, and I had to pull him away and tell him to be the bigger person, and it's not fair. It's not fair. And if I could do anything, I would take the difficulty away. I wouldn't take the trial away, because I think it's going to be for his good eventually, but I would take the difficult away. I don't even know if I can do any more research, because it's breaking my heart to see what his future might be. I don't even know if I'll post this video, but I needed to do something. I don't even know what this would do other than to get my feelings out, and I don't even know what my feelings are. So all I can do is pray and do my best to be the best support that I can for him. And then we'll stand together and we'll get through it together. I just hope it's enough.